I guess first of all for us it's got to be this idea of global day one, and we really mean global day one. So many companies come to us and say, you know, I'm just starting in Australia, but I will be global day one, and that's really not what we're looking for. We think the learnings from attacking the global market from the beginning are very different from the learnings you get from doing it here in Australia, where you can touch and feel your customer base and go and talk to them and use your networks. And we think that the two paths diverge significantly in the first year or two of a business, even such that it's probably you build a different product if you're looking at a global market versus Australia. So that's number one, and we really spend quite a lot of time looking at those customers. Second is we're looking for the beginnings of product market fit, and product market fit means that people really value and want your product. Now, a really good measure of product market fit is revenue, because people don't tend to pay for things and continue paying for things unless they like it. But in many cases, revenue is not available, or is in fact not the best measure of product market fit. And that's particularly in the case, for example, where you see annual contracts or even multi-year contracts. Revenue in that case can actually be a bad indicator of product market fit, because people are tied in because of these contracts, not because they love the product. So monthly revenue, where people can quit at any time, is actually a really nice indicator of product market fit. But then we start delving into the product more, and we're looking at how people are actually using the product. And one of the reasons that we rarely invest in companies where the product's not in the hands, not released and in the hands of users, is that we want these kind of core metrics of people out in the wild. We're not, you know, a lot of founders come to us and say, oh, but I've surveyed, 1,000 people and they've said they wanted this, or I've had 100 people in a user group using my software and they love it. We think that that's like looking at an animal in a zoo, like a lion being fed in a zoo is very different to a lion, chasing a zebra and eating it out in the wild. And it's that wild behaviour that we want to watch. And you watch that through metrics that come through a software as a service product or a gaming product or a platform. And we're trying to look for engagement. We're trying to look for certain metrics that show that people really love this product. So churn is obviously very important. That's when they stop using it. So that's the two, kind of how much are they using it, what things are they doing on the platform, and then how many people are dropping off the platform. And then founders, we spend a lot of time with the founders, where we're entering into a deal where we're going to be working with those founders for 5 to 8 to 10 to 12, who knows how long, a long time. And we want to really be sure, A, that we can work with those founders, B, that they're the right founders for the problem that they're trying to solve. And that's kind of trying to look for this connection between the founders and the problem and this incentive. And we're looking for founders who are more likely to have insights than 99.9% of the population around the problem they're trying to solve, because this is a truly iterative process in the first few years, and we've got to make sure these guys can learn and have insights. It's very rare that first product we see will be the product that they end up succeeding with. As I said, one of these things is this close connection to the problem they're solving. That can be experience-based and skill-based. It might be that they've been in the industry for many years, they know it really well, and they've found a weakness in that industry or a way to disrupt that industry. Might be the complete other end of the spectrum. It might be someone who's halfway through their university degree, who might know a demographic really well and has been working with that demographic, or might have a particular passion around a part of the IT stack, and be building a particular interesting piece of that of the software model. It can be anywhere in between. So there's no clear kind of these are the 4 characteristics we're looking for in a founder. It's this kind of variant kind of pattern matching. Certainly they've got to have this kind of dynamic confidence and optimism. And it's interesting, doesn't always mean this kind of extrovert, A-type, over-the-top personality, although we do see some like that. It can be quite a quiet person, but we see a real quiet determination in that person. It's particularly technical founders. And as we know, some of the best founders of the biggest companies, Google, Facebook, etc., have been technical founders and people who perhaps when you saw them before they founded their company, you wouldn't pick as these visionary leaders. So we actually really love that quiet, determined, technical founder. There's got to be ambition there, and there's got to be this kind of doing it because they want to change the world, and this take on the world kind of confidence. And that's something that's actually harder to find in Australia than, say, Silicon Valley. I think in Australia we've got two kinds. One is the sort of play it very kind of conservative. We see lots of people coming in, this is a conservative projection, we're doing this, we're low risk, we're this. And we spend a lot of time trying to coach those, or trying to tease out whether those guys have ambition that's going to grow. On the other hand, we get people come in and tell us how they're going to produce $1 billion next year, and it just seems totally crazy, unfounded ambition. So we're looking for ambition based on reality, based on foundations. And quite often that ambition steps up over time, and it's, even if you look at things like the Atlassian guys, right? They really founded their business so that they didn't have to go and work for a big consultant or a big accounting firm. They wanted to just make their salaries, and that was their ambition. But as time went on, it stepped up to now where they have this really big business and really big ambition for what they want to do with that business. And I guess that's something we really love, and we're kind of looking for that. It's really kind of hard to pick, but I guess spending a lot of time with founders, you get to feel it.